Good day all. Now I'm going to present my research on motivating workers towards the use of respiratory protective methods, a cluster randomized trial conducted in rice mills in Ampara district, Sri Lanka. So poor use of respiratory protective methods predisposes rice mill workers to a lot of respiratory diseases. This was very much evident when we conducted a baseline study. So in this study, we aimed to assess the effectiveness of a multifaceted intervention to motivate rice mill workers to use respiratory protective methods. Moving on to the outline of the intervention. So in this study, rice mill workers aged 18 to 65 years who were not diagnosed with chronic respiratory diseases prior to commencement of the rice milling were selected as the study population. This was a cluster randomized study. So 13 clusters in each in intervention group and control group with 3 workers in each cluster. Thus, 39 workers in each group with a total of 78 or total number of workers were included in this study. Outcome measures were percentage use of any form of respiratory protective method, and secondary outcome measures were prevalence of respiratory symptoms, changes in lung function measurements, and changes in awareness, attitudes, and beliefs towards the use of respiratory protective method. Outcome assessments were done at 6 weeks and at 12 weeks. In the first week, before 1 week prior to the intervention, we conducted the health education program, skill training program, and we introduced N95 respirators and handbooks to the intervention group. In the first week, intervention group started using the respirators. Posters were displayed at the rice mills, and daily reinforcements to the intervention group were done by the principal investigator and the public health inspector. Also, control group was monitored till the end of the intervention, that is 12 weeks, for any change in respiratory protective method behavior. In the second week, reinforcement of the intervention group to wear the respirators were done on every other day, and random visits were conducted by the public health inspectors. From 3rd week to 12 weeks, weekly reinforcements were done to wear the respirators, and control group was monitored, and random visits were conducted by the public health inspectors, and outcome measurements were done at 6 weeks and 12 weeks as mentioned earlier. Response rate of the study was 100%, and there were no significant difference between baseline measurements between the intervention and control groups. At the end of 12 weeks, we could find that the respiratory protective methods were use of respiratory protective methods were increased from around 30% to 80% in the intervention group compared to the lowering of the percentages nearly from 30% to 25% in the control group. Respiratory symptoms, the breathlessness and acute cough were significantly improved in the intervention group compared to the control group. All the lung function measurements being forced vital capacity, FEV1 to FVC ratio, and PFR were improved in the intervention group compared to the control group. Awareness on respiratory health problems and the attitudes and beliefs were improved in the intervention group towards the use of respiratory protective methods. With that, I would like to conclude that a multifaceted intervention with access to education and protective materials was successful in motivating rice mill workers to use respiratory protective methods. Thank you.